Del Sugar City Morning Show. Hoy es el 9 de septiembre y son exactamente las 7:05. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the Sugar City Morning Show. We're live and direct from studios here on San Lorenzo Road in Orange Walk, and it's a pleasure to be able to get to reach the privacy of your homes this morning. Thank you very much for that privilege that you give us. Muchas gracias por el privilegio de entrar hasta lo más íntimo de sus hogares. Les agradezco esta oportunidad. Como dije, estamos transmitiendo en vivo desde Nortevisión, Canal 10, aquí en la Avenida San Lorenzo. Estamos transmitiendo por aire, por cable y también por internet. Por internet es fácil, simplemente ir a la página de Facebook de Sugar City Morning Show y vas a poder ver los programas ahí grabados. Y también estamos transmitiendo por cable. Es más, si estás unido a la red de cable aquí en Orange Walk, puedes verlo o donde sea. Nos puedes ver en Canal 62, aquí en el norte, y en distintos canales en los distintos pueblos. Pero también si no estás conectado a la red de cable, puedes vernos. El único canal que puedes ver es Canal 10. Y eso lo recibes por aire, simplemente dirigiendo tu antena hacia la torre de Canal 10. Y así de fácil, sin costarte un centavo, $1, nada. Vas a poder ver por la programación de Canal 10, un servicio completamente gratuito para toda la gente que vive en el norte del país. De nuevo, muy buenos días, un gran gusto saludarles como siempre. Como siempre empezamos nuestro programa con una oración, igual como lo hemos hecho para los últimos 4 años y 8 meses casi. Así que te pido que te unas conmigo a decir: Padre mío, hoy quiero darte gracias infinitas por tu gran amor. Quiero darte gracias porque me has cuidado mientras dormía y has permitido disfrutar de la dicha de un nuevo día. Muchos de mis hermanos o hermanas en el mundo ya no tuvieron la dicha de un nuevo amanecer. Te pido por ellos para que seas misericordioso y puedan alcanzar el premio de la vida eterna a tu lado. Señor, te doy gracias por todos los favores que me das y me has concedido, y por todos los beneficios de los que estoy disfrutando. Te amo y me consagro hoy a ti este día. Padre, también te pido por los enfermos, como siempre, por los niños desamparados, por los viejitos abandonados, y también por todos nosotros, que podamos crecer como personas, como individuos, que podamos salir de las garras del egoísmo que tanto nos ata y no nos permite crecer emocionalmente y espiritualmente. Pero sí, Padre, nos hace mucho daño. Permítenos ser más humildes, crecer espiritualmente, emocionalmente, poder compartir con otros y darse cuenta de que el gozo no es cuando es para mí, sino es cuando es para todos. Aprendiendo a compartir y aprendiendo también a buscarle el placer en estar bien contigo, Padre, y estar bien con los demás. Padre, te bendecimos, te adoramos, te glorificamos siempre. Amen. Good morning. If you just joined us, it's exactly 9 minutes after 7. Today is the 9th of September. And if my brother Fred were alive, he'd be celebrating his birthday today. So wherever you are, Fred, happy birthday. But I don't think he's the only one that's celebrating his birthday today. I'd like to, as well, Dulia Carrillo, que la pases de maravilla. También Leticia Medina, Noemi Alcocer, que la pasen muy, muy, muy bien. Hoy y siempre. También I also want to send special greetings to Miss Myrna Osher, who she's one of those special persons who sends us a note every day, without missing. Every day, something's telling us God loves you, good morning, something like that. to lift up our days, and that speaks so fine of her, because, and I wish I would be able to remember to do it all the time to her as well, but sometimes, sometimes we forget, or sometimes we claim that we don't have enough time to do it, but she does, and that's an important thing. Myrna, thank you very much. If you're watching us in Belize City, thank you very much for all the good intentions for us. Chucky and I appreciate it incredibly. Thank you again very much. To all those persons celebrating birthdays, like I said, happy birthday. We wish you all the best from everybody here at Nortevision Channel 10. I'd like to continue with the general weather forecast. And for today, the Monday, the 9th of September, I just want to remind you that tomorrow is a holiday. It's the 10th of September. It's a commemoration of the Battle of St. George's Key. And we proceed now with the general weather forecast. General situation. Generally fair weather is expected today. The 24-hour forecast. Mostly sunny today with only isolated showers and the chance of a thunderstorm developing, partly cloudy tonight with a few showers or thunderstorms, but mainly over the south. The winds bring from the east 5 to 15 knots. The sea state light chop to choppy. Temperatures along the coast 88 as a high, 80 as a low. Inland 94 degrees as a high and 74 degrees as a low. In the hills 84 degrees as a high and 68 degrees as a low. The outlook for tomorrow, Tuesday and Tuesday night is cloudy at times, with a few showers or thunderstorms, mostly in the morning on Tuesday, then over the southern districts Tuesday night. A high tide occurred this morning at 6:24. A low tide occurs at 1:38. And the second high tide happens at 8:46 tonight, and the second low tide tomorrow morning at 2 minutes after 1 in the wee hours of the morning. The sun rose this morning at 5:39. The sun sets this evening at 1 minute before 6. Look how quickly it has gone up past the 6 o'clock hour, and now is at minutes after 5. September 21st, which is in 12 days, is we're going to have the equinox, and within these 12 days, we're going to see that that's a day when we have equinox, meaning equal to the night, igual a la noche. So we have the same hours of sunlight as we have hours of darkness. So 12 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours, but it only happens for like one day. And then after September 21st, it's going to get progressively darker earlier. So, and that's when the sun is going to be rising a little bit later, progressively so. And then and also the sun is going to be setting earlier, sometimes all the way up to 5:30. So, and then the moon is rising at 3:16 this afternoon, and the moon is setting tomorrow morning at 2:42. Thank you, forecaster Derek Rudon. Buenos días, compañeros. Disculpe que estoy algo congestionado. Hoy es el 9 de septiembre y un día de trabajo. Y aquí está el pronóstico, el reporte del estado del tiempo. Hoy tenemos buen tiempo, algo caluroso, más que nada soleado durante el curso del día de hoy, con chubascos aislados y la posibilidad de tormenta desarrollando, parcialmente nublado por la noche, con dos chubascos, tormentas, pero esencialmente sobre la porción sur del país. Los vientos del este 5 a 15 nudos, el estado del mar ligeramente agitado. Temperaturas por la costa 88 como una máxima, 80 como una mínima. En el interior 94 como una máxima, 74 como una mínima. Y por las colinas 84 como una máxima y únicamente 68 como una mínima. ¿Qué se espera por mañana martes? Y por mañana martes por la noche, nublado por momentos, con algunos chubascos o tronadas más por la mañana, mañana martes, y no dice dónde, pero sobre la porción sur del país mañana por la noche. Así que mañana por la mañana existe la posibilidad de tronadas aisladas o, um, o lluvia aislada. Una marea alta sucedió a las 6:24 esta mañana. Es una alta. Una baja sucede a las 1:38. Una marea alta, la segunda marea alta, perdón, a las 8:46 por la noche, y una segunda marea baja a la 1:02 mañana por la madrugada. El sol salió hoy a las 5:39 y el sol se oculta a las 5:59. Es más, un minuto antes de las 6, ya el sol ya se ocultó. La luna de igual forma sale a las 3:16 por la tarde y se oculta mañana por la madrugada a las 2:42. Muchas gracias, forecaster Derek Rudon. Compañeros, rápidamente, tornando la página, a la página del National Hurricane Center, el centro de huracanes en Miami. Vemos que ahí está Gabrielle todavía en el Atlántico y presenta amenazas simplemente a intereses marítimos, es más, barcos y ese tipo de cosas que están cruzando el Atlántico, y pues me imagino que esos rápidamente los desvían y no hay ningún problema. Pero también pudiera ser un problema para los pescadores en esas áreas donde el mar abierto, los barcos grandes que están a pescar tuna y otro tipo de peces en el norte del Atlántico. También existe un área de mal tiempo justamente en el Atlántico y presentando una amenaza a la misma área de las Bahamas, que desafortunadamente se vio golpeado fuertemente por Gabrielle. Y, pero no es una tempestad, no es una tormenta, no es nada por el estilo, simplemente es un área de mal tiempo. Pudiera desarrollarse, pero no se espera que se desarrolle nada mucho. Y luego hay otro. Y ese está en el Atlántico, y está puesto para entrar al Caribe entre un par de días, pero con una posibilidad de 30% de desarrollo, porque los vientos en las altitudes allá arriba no son tan conducivos a la formación de huracanes a este momento, pero eso fácilmente pudiera cambiar, así que hay que ponerle el ojo al Cristo a este otro, porque este viene directamente al oeste. Pudiera subir tantito, no lo sé, pero por lo general aquellos que vienen así bajitos y tendiendo a venir al oeste mantienen su trayectoria al oeste, y pues pudiera para el fin de semana ya pudiera estar aquí como una tormenta tropical, ¿ok? Así que no nos presenta amenaza ahorita. Repito, no nos presenta una amenaza. Ni siquiera está en el Caribe. Pero la trayectoria hay que cuidarnos, hay que vigilarlo y escuchar no al vecino, ni a Juana, ni a Chana, ni a nadie, sino les invito a escuchar los reportes oficiales del National Met Service, ¿ok? Para que se mantengan bien informados, no informados, bien informados, ¿ok? Ahora regresando eso es todo, compañeros. Hay que agradecer también a nuestros patrocinadores, German Vega Sons, fielmente, gracias. Vega Imports, Vega Distributors del Benque, el señor Eduardo Vega. También A&R Stores, el señor Rosendo y la señora Tomasita Urbina, muchas gracias. También le damos las gracias a Government of Belize Information Service, Belize Tourist Board. Y vamos a ver, eso es todo. Vamos a ir a las tiendas y andar claro. Vamos a ir rápidamente a una pausa. Tenemos mucho que hablar hoy. Bastante interesante la plática. Tenemos invitados. Así que vamos rápidamente a esta pausa y estaremos de vuelta con ustedes luego de estos anuncios.
6 cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, rush runs, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Someone come? Yes, someone coming. Let's go. Sa. Fastest question of the day. What you the letter here?
Who sent me the letter?
That sign right there. You can't read?
Well, make I tell you something. In this here community, everybody dump here, so me just dump my garbage right here.
So if somebody jump off a bridge, you that do it too?
No, man, no.
You never know that littering is an environmental crime and Department of the Environment can charge you for that?
Why is that a crime?
Because you pollute the same environment you live in, dirtying the same land and water you use. You don't even know that you dumping garbage can make you and your family sick by attracting disease-carrying pests, and the Department of the Environment just to try help we take care of the we environment.
Sure, all of that? Well, know that to put it that way.
Thanks for your 5 cents, brother. That's 5 cents question of the day.
This message is brought to you by the Department of the Environment.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Or venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
The ongoing technological evolution constantly transforms the way we live our lives. The introduction of our national fiber network creates the opportunity for Belizeans to live the digital lifestyle. Today, Digi is proud to introduce Dana, Belize's first artificially intelligent automated assistant. Dana is the modern customer service experience. Available 24/7, Dana can provide Digi prepaid and postpaid customers with directory information, credit and plan balances, product and promo information, and more. Just talk to Dana. Want to check your credit balance? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, what's my credit balance?
New Digi promotions? Ask Dana.
Hey Dana, any new Digi promotions?
Dial 113 for directory assistance and dial 119 to talk to Dana. Digi remains committed to introducing the latest in cutting-edge technologies, transforming Belize one technology at a time. Try Dana today.
Thank you for calling Digi Customer Service.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega & Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Down. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
And welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show para hoy, 9 de septiembre, y muchas felicidades a las personas que están cumpliendo años. Si estuviera vivo mi hermano, como dije, Alfredo, estuviera cumpliendo años hoy, pero desafortunadamente no está con nosotros. Pero ¿quién está con nosotros hoy por la mañana? Son dos personas muy especiales. Primero, permítame presentarles inmediatamente a la izquierda al doctor Edelio Alemán. Buenos días, doctor. ¿Cómo estás? Y luego dos a mi izquierda, a la señora Becky Constanza Tillett, who is the nurse, psychiatric nurse attached with the Ministry of Health. Buenos días, señora Tillett.
Buenos días. Bien, muchas gracias.
Me da mucho gusto tenerles aquí conmigo.
Gracias.
Now, tomorrow is Suicide Prevention Day. And I recall that every year we come and we talk about suicide prevention and blah, 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 blah. But I'd like to start off with, well, apart from asking you, ¿cómo están?
Muy bien, gracias.
Muy bien.
Buenísimo.
Quisiera empezar la discusión rápidamente y decir, ¿cómo estamos con suicidios? Es más, se ha visto un aumento en el último año, porque eso es hubo un tiempo cuando no se escuchaba mucho y luego de repente hubo unos cuantos y no sé, ¿cómo estamos mundialmente y localmente?
Bueno, mundialmente la conducta suicida va en aumento, sobre todo en el mundo occidental, en Norteamérica, Estados Unidos, Canadá, México y Europa. En el mundo entero ocurren más de 800.000 suicidios cada año. Y se estima,
eso es una gran cantidad, 800.000.
Hay estadísticas que los rodean cerca del 1.000.000 de habitantes al año. Se estima el incremento del suicidio desde el año 98 hasta la actualidad se ha incrementado en casi un 0.7%.
Casi el 1%.
Casi el 1%. Se estima que para el 2020, según las estadísticas, como va el aumento, el 2.4% de la población.
Y en esos países, me imagino que en esos países, ¿a qué se atribuye el alce por lo general?
Mira, el suicidio es un fenómeno complejo, que va desde la genética y conductas familiares o cercanas, aprendidas, o sea, se aprende, se imita, pasando por factores psicológicos muy cercanos a la personalidad o relacionados con la personalidad, como son personas que tienen una baja autoestima, personas con una personalidad débil o fuerte, desequilibrada, que tienen escasos mecanismos psicológicos de defensa, por decirlo así, escasos recursos psicológicos para enfrentar los problemas de la vida. Y si le sumamos convulsa que está el mundo de hoy, con tantas situaciones y problemas que enfrentamos a diario, ¿verdad? Causas o nopsas, problemas económicos, problemas familiares, problemas de enfermedad, trastornos mentales, problemas sociales, problemas de trabajo,
Y trauma.
traumas de todo tipo, pues esto viene a completar este complejo fenómeno para que la persona llegue a decidir como una opción de salida del suicidio.
Aquí en Belice, ¿muestra que hemos tenido alce o estamos al mismo nivel o habría algún lugar que demuestra más a índices más altos de suicidio que otros? ¿Alguna peculiaridad en nuestro país?
Bueno, en Belice el suicidio ha estado estable durante alrededor de los últimos 5 a 7 años. No podemos decir que va en aumento.
Qué bien.
Específicamente hicimos un estudio el pasado año en el distrito. En los últimos 5 años se ha mantenido estable acá en Oranchuac. Desde el 2012 al 2016 en Belice, en todo el país, ocurrieron 113 suicidios.
113.
113
Reportados,
suicidios.
Ahora sí es fuerte.
reportados, son
Bueno,
reportados.
recuerdo que se reportaron como suicidio. ¿Okay? De ellos podemos decir que ocurre 2 suicidios cada mes, teniendo en cuenta esta estadística. Los distritos más afectados...
¿Cómo vas a llegar a eso? 113 por año, lo divides por 6 distritos y luego por 12 meses.
No.
¿Cómo llegas a 2 suicidios por mes?
Esta cantidad la divido entre los años y la divido entre los meses.
Ok, muy bien. 113 sobre los 5
últimos
años.
5 años.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Así que si lo divides por sí, claro que sí, claro que sí, ya entendí perfectamente bien. Así que 113.
Son los distritos más.
Pero hay una gran cantidad de personas que están mostrando o demostrando síntomas. ¿Cómo es tu día en el hospital? ¿Ves muchas personas?
Actualmente la depresión, que es un mental disorder, es a leading risk factor in suicide. Is a leading risk factor in suicide, and we see that depression in the north is the number one most common mental health disorder or mental disorder that we see. So it's an everyday occurrence that we see patients that are at risk, either low or moderate to high risk for suicide.
What role does the consumption of illegal drugs has on persons suffering from depression?
Well, the use of alcohol and drugs is just another risk factor. It is not really one of the main factors, but yet it is a risk factor.
Exacerbates the situation.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We've seen that 9 out of 10 cases of suicide, I'm talking about Orange Walk District, they have done it under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Yes. So it's pretty high.
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
With days like these, obviously you try to bring an awareness to everybody, including those people, that there is hope, that they can speak to you guys.
Yes.
That they don't have to take that way out, that they don't have to kill themselves, but that they can sit down and talk peacefully without guilt to somebody, and that somebody could be you, or it could be you. Do you find people taking advantage of this offer? I mean, just being able to speak openly to people?
Well, there's a stigma, and we're trying to work hard on lowering that stigma of mental illness. It's not only suicide, but depression. People think that by going to the mental health clinic at the Northern Region Hospital, that you're crazy, and that's number one. That's number one complaint or fear that people have.
Y lo primero que decimos es, yo no estoy loco.
But I try to tell the general public, and that's one of the reasons why we come here, to bring awareness, that not necessarily you need to be crazy or you're crazy to visit us. It can be a simple issue of stress of being overwhelmed or having insomnia, having problems at home with your partner, with your child. Simple. It's not simple, but disorders like anxiety, depression.
Can we say that everybody is at some point vulnerable to becoming a manic depressive? Or some sort of depression?
Like it said, once we have a brain, all of us are apt to fall with a mental illness. And depression, for one, is 1 out of every 3. Some say 1 out of every 4 may have depression in their lifetime.
Para el beneficio de nuestra audiencia, ¿cómo mejor describes tú la depresión?
La depresión es un estado emocional del ser humano que se caracteriza por tristeza, por estado de abatimiento, sentimiento de angustia, sentimiento de incapacidad o vulnerabilidad, sentimiento de la persona no ve nada color rosa o rojo, todo lo ve color gris o oscuro, sentimientos de que no sirve para nada, sentimientos de que ya no puede ser bueno para nada, no puede ayudar en algo.
Nunca está medio lleno, sino está medio vacío.
Medio vacío, es un punto de vista, es una forma de mirar la vida.
Y eso, perdón, voy a interrumpirte ahí, ¿es inculcado, es aprendido? ¿Es nada más una manifestación de la forma de ser de la persona, que es negativo por naturaleza? ¿O es algo que es aprendido?
No, la personalidad juega un papel fundamental, o sea, lo psicológico que llevamos dentro. Una baja autoestima, una personalidad desequilibrada o con escasos mecanismos psicológicos de defensa es más vulnerable a sufrir de depresión. Y si a esto le sumamos situaciones o problemas personales, familiares, económicos, estrés en sentido general, pues por supuesto esto potencia la posibilidad de la depresión.
Me aventaría a decirte, doctor y señora, de que la gran mayoría de humanos pasan por momentos cuando están angustiados, están estresados, pero muy pocos llegan al punto de decir, no quiero terminar, me quiero matar. ¿Qué provoca ese cambio drástico en la persona que le provoque ganas de terminar con su vida? Hay que llegar, estamos hablando de, todos estamos propensos a pasar por momentos difíciles, pero bien difíciles. Muchas veces no tenemos que comer, hablando en general, muchas veces no le vemos ese silver lining, estamos trabajando día tras día, sin ver nada, sin tener un poquito de esperanza para otro día. Pero tan de repente se mejoran las cosas y se olvidan. Pero algunas personas somos más sensibles, ¿eso es la cosa?
Más vulnerable.
Más vulnerables.
Y el coping tiene que ver
mucho.
mucho.
Falta del apoyo de la familia muchas veces.
Sí, todo eso tiene que ver.
Falta de comunicar su problema. ¿Qué es lo más importante para una persona que tenga ese tipo de síntomas? ¿Hablar con su familia? ¿Hablar con ustedes? ¿Qué se hace? ¿Qué se le recomienda al individuo ahí afuera que está considerando ahora, actualmente, suicidarse?
Sí, estábamos hablando de los factores que llevan a la persona a tomar el suicidio como determinación. Hablamos de la parte aprendida o genética, hablábamos de lo psicológico, que incluye lo relacionado con la personalidad, y hablábamos de factores precipitantes, o sea, las situaciones personales, familiares, todas las situaciones de causa de estrés, y nos faltaba la situación, las redes de apoyo social, o sea, la parte social del individuo, las redes de apoyo social y familiar, organizaciones, el acceso a la salud, el acceso a un buen amigo, un familiar que pueda comprenderlo, y por supuesto que le aconsejamos a toda persona que por su mente pase la idea del suicidio en buscar ayuda lo antes posible. Ahí está la clave, porque esta ideación en la mayoría de los casos es temporal, es pasajera, y en muchos de los casos incluso se hace hasta por impulso.
¿Sí?
Llega por momento, por impulsión. Si las personas tuvieran la posibilidad de encontrar ayuda en el momento clave, en ese momento cumbre, como diríamos, de la crisis suicidal, donde ya se toma la determinación de suicidarse, sería casi que la cura del suicidio.
Yo trato de entender todo esto, pero ¿por qué te hago las 1000 preguntas y sigo bastante con tantas preguntas? Es simplemente porque tuve un tío que se suicidó. Tan de repente, un lunes por la mañana nos llaman a decir, ¿sabes qué? Tu tío se suicidó. Mandó a sus hijos al extranjero y se quedó con su esposa y quedaban en habitaciones distintas, y tan pronto abre la puerta de la habitación mi tía, ahí lo ve colgado. Que eso para mí me impactó fuertemente.
Claro.
Hasta el día de hoy me tiene impactado. Y no sabes cuánto paso pensando qué le pudo haber sucedido al tío, a quien lo habían llevado a Nueva York, a París, a Londres, a todo lado, para que lo curaran, hasta con los brujos.
¿Qué tenía? ¿Depresión?
Tenía depresión.
Y como dije anteriormente, ese es un major risk factor, major symptom of suicide, of suicide thought or suicide intent. Yes.
No quería salir de su habitación. Te quiero decir de que no estaba pasando por tiempos difíciles económicamente. Era gerente de la ESO aquí, tenía su propio negocio, acababa de comprar su casa en Kings Park. Bueno, bien asentado económicamente. Pero algo sucedió y no sabemos qué. Se le quemó la casa que tenía en Gabriel, y aún eso pensaban los doctores que quizás eso lo sacaría de esa emoción negativa, de ese estado de ser. Y aún así no sucedió. Y no quería salir de su habitación, y yo no sé qué sucedió, pero un día se fue a la iglesia 3 o 4 veces. Se fue a la iglesia el domingo, por la mañana, por la noche, mediodía, por la noche, en la mañana, y eso fue lo último que hizo. Quiere decir que estaba considerándolo.
Could be that he was
Tengo la libertad de hablar de esto porque esta es mi familia, este es mi tío. Okay.
It could be that he was suffering from major depression. Depression has also, there's a continuum, there's a mild, moderate, and major depression. And when you fall under major depression, the risk for suicide is higher. So it could be that he had major depression, and with major depression, the way to go is through therapy and medication at the clinic. Yes. So I guess, and that's the reason why we're here, to bring awareness. And that's why we're asking every single person. It's good. I admire you talking about it. This is what we recommend, that people who have experienced death in the family with suicide to talk, to bring awareness. Because many people believe that, it's a hush-hush thing, it's a crime. It has been decriminalized for many years now.
It carries a stigma as well, as, especially given the churchgoers. You should have never done that, Henry. You're going to hell because God doesn't forgive that and stuff like that. I don't know if at the end of the day that is true. I don't think anybody who's done it has ever returned and said God has chastised me for doing that. But let's take a break. It's exactly 7:45, and then we'll go on to discuss more about suicide prevention. Let's take that break. Vamos a esta pausa.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el balancín. Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Rostrands, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Rostrands.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent German Vega and Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
There's no need to go across the border to enjoy sun, sand, and crystal blue waters. Belize's northern islands and reef are just a boat ride away. Go slow and immerse yourself into the Caribbean Sea or enjoy some fresh coconut water. Or pick up the pace on an island where locals can enjoy sandy beaches by day and feast on your fresh catch by night. Discover the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef and submerge yourself into another world where you can experience a traffic jam you will want to return. You can also make new friends along the way. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Digi prepaid and postpaid customers, here are 2 easy ways to win tickets to September 20th Soca Fest concert or a special edition cultural bangles from Medina's House of Jewelry. Prepaid customers, just purchase the Soca Fest data plan and you get 800 megabytes of data for only $5. Just text Soca to 700 to purchase and you can be the lucky winner of this cultural bangles on September 20th. And 3 lucky prepaid or postpaid customers can win a platinum package each. That's 1 platinum ticket, 1 Soca and Culture Fest Yeti Cup, a top shelf bottle of your choice, free parking, 1 Soca and Culture Fest t-shirt, and an inflatable stick. Just text KES to Soca. That's 537 to 7622. The more you text, the more chances you have to win this platinum experience. Promotion ends Tuesday, September 17th. It's the biggest concert of the year. Friday, September 20th at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex featuring Guess the Band, Conscience, Skinny Fabulous, King Bubba, and Kevin Little.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking, plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lemalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. Una plática bastante interesante, compañeros. Hemos estado escuchando, y para poner en perspectiva todo, tal persona se suicidó, y sobre los 5 años hemos tenido 113 personas que han cometido suicidio. Una cifra, como lo quieras ver, bastante alta. Aproximadamente el cálculo es de 2 por mes, aproximadamente. Sumamente alto, si me preguntas. Hoy tenemos con nosotros al doctor Alemán y a la nurse Tillett, que están con nosotros en este programa para tratar de crear conciencia del tema, para anunciarle a las personas que están con un problema u otro, que no es el fin del mundo, que hay formas para salir de la situación en que estás. O si conoces de algún pariente o amistad que esté pasando por tiempos difíciles, que hay esperanza, que se puede salir de ello, y que no tienes que necesariamente tomar las 1000 pastillas para terminar de una vez por todas con esta cosa que se llama vida. Doctor, nurse, a este momento voy a hacer una pregunta de vuelta, e insisto, ¿qué porcentaje, o no más que porcentaje, que no sería la forma correcta para hacer la pregunta, pero de nuevo, las personas que utilizan alcohol, drogas, bla, 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 ¿se ha notado alguna trayectoria, algo que son más vulnerables estas personas que los demás?
El consumo de alcohol y de drogas es el segundo, o está entre los primeros factores de riesgo después de la depresión para tomar la determinación de suicidio.
primeros.
Entre los primeros factores de riesgo, entre los más importantes y los más frecuentes.
Wow. Ok, hago la pregunta simplemente porque pues conozco a algunas personas que pues siguen activos y siguen también bastante deprimidos. Y pues qué decirles. Y aumentado también, y hablando abiertamente sobre el tema, como dirías, sin pelos en la lengua, muchas personas esconden su sexualidad y no hablan abiertamente acerca de su preferencia sexual, y también eso les pudiera causar problemas.
Sí, con el tema de la sexualidad, por supuesto que también hay un estigma socialmente, y esto puede poner en riesgo al individuo que no está claro de su sexualidad o tiene una sexualidad diferente a la que quiere mostrar o aparentar. Y por supuesto que se encuentra un conflicto psicológico importante. Puede ser una de las causas, también uno de los factores de riesgo.
Sé que no estás en libertad para hablar acerca de tus pacientes y eso lo respeto un 100%, pero una idea de las por pacientes que ves durante el curso del día, de un día, ¿25% son adictos? ¿50% son adictos? Una idea. ¿O no estás dispuesto?
No puedo hablar de por ciento de esa manera, pero sí dentro de una dispensarización que hacemos nosotros cada año de los trastornos mentales que hemos visto, o trastornos psicológicos que hemos visto durante el año, el consumo de alcohol y de drogas está relacionado alrededor de la quinta causa de morbilidad.
Más común en el distrito, estamos hablando de Orange Walk.
Orange Walk. Es la quinta causa de morbilidad.
Causa. ¿Se puede saber qué es el primero?
La depresión. Y seguido por ansiedad.
Ansiedad. Wow. Bueno, ¿qué se está haciendo para... Sé que mañana es el día, pero mañana es día feriado, pero las personas que quisieran saber más acerca de esto, ¿qué se les puede ofrecer? Aparte de esta participación en este show, ¿qué está ofreciendo el ministerio? A nivel de... para poder decirle a las personas, ustedes que están pasando por tiempos difíciles, o ustedes que son familiares, vengan, quizás les podemos tratar de tener una sesión con ustedes para que ustedes puedan mejor entender a las personas, porque muchas veces los familiares se encuentran en una situación bastante difícil porque no saben reaccionar, no saben qué hacer. ¿Qué les puedes decir? ¿Qué le puedes ofrecer a esta gente?
I would like to inform the public that in every district we have mental health clinics, and all the clinics are free of charge. We don't charge. And every clinic has professionals that specialize in mental health issues. We have medications for depression, for anxiety, for the most common mental health disorders. We have that support system. Apart from us, if you don't feel comfortable reaching to the clinic, we're trying to integrate, because this is an integrated approach. That's the only way we can really battle this. Look for your pastor, look for your priest, look for your employer, your colleague, look for a teacher, look for a fellow parent, for a neighbor. Talk to them. Taking a minute to talk and listen, can save a life. So we're here, we're offering the services, but now it's up to you to come and look for the service and get the service.
A lot of people would tell you, Joe, I don't want to talk to him because he makes me feel worse than before. Because a lot of people sometimes don't think before they talk, and they make you feel guilty about what you are or what you do. And it turns out that it's rather than helping you, it's going the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. But that's not the idea also to belittle the person. We're there to listen, to talk, to give support, to give them management, medical, psychotherapeutic management. We're there to show compassion. We're not there to belittle anybody, to judge anybody. So that will not happen, I'm sure.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
I'm very glad to hear that.
We are always trying to psycho-educate and orient people.
Mm-hmm. No, what I meant was not going to you to talk, but say going to the priest. And the priest, he's called me, he tell me this, and he tell me that, and so forth. One of the things I learned with my history is that I can talk openly about my addiction and my problems much easier with somebody who doesn't make me feel guilty.
Mm-hmm. You're not judged.
I'm not judged. And generally, that is made so much easier when I speak to somebody who is like me, who can understand without me having to mention the words. He knows the feeling, he or she knows the feeling already.
So
Okay?
it's called a support group. You feel.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you feel supported.
So, and that's the kind of thing I've always wanted for people to have access to, being able to speak to people without fear of reproach.
Yes.
You know?
And that's one of our goals there at the clinic. We're trying to establish support groups for depression, for people that suffer from depression, support groups from people that suffer from anxiety, for example. Family support groups, family that are trying to cope with a family member with mental illness, and that's one of our goals. So we're working towards that.
So to answer the question I have in my mind, you have help for the patient, but you also offer help to the family.
Yes, we do. We see them holistically, not just the patient, but the family.
Not just the patient, but the family as well.
Because the family is affected. The family is affected. It in literature it says that for a person that commits suicide, there are 135 people who are directly affected emotionally. Yes, and that adds up to 108 million people worldwide that are affected by suicide or suicidal behaviors. So it's not only the person, but the family, the community, right? That is affected. So we need a wider integrated approach. It's not only me and Dr. Lehman or the mental health clinic that can help, but we need others to chip in, to jump along and help.
What's your best advice to the general public in terms of people who may need some sort of therapeutic?
Okay. My advice is that I know that there is somebody out there beside you, around you, that has an ear to listen to you. You need to talk. And there's a campaign that says, let's talk. It is said, I think 1 minute, like I mentioned before, 1 minute to listen to that person can change the life of that person.
Te dicen que el hablar es curativo. Cuando empiezas a hablar, ya te empiezas a sanar.
Sí.
Okay. Doctor, no sé si quieras tú terminar con tu participación, dándonos tu mejor consejo para las personas, no solo las personas que estén pasando por tiempos difíciles, pero también a los familiares.
Sí, tenemos que tener presente que cuando hablábamos de todas estas cifras, hablamos incluso en Belice de 113 intentos suicidas en los últimos 5 años, estamos viendo la punta del iceberg. Estamos solo viendo las personas que llegaron a consumar el acto de suicidio. Pero ¿cuántos más hay detrás o debajo que no vemos, que hacen intentos suicidas o tienen pensamientos suicidas, que tienen propensión para en cualquier momento llegar a cometer el acto suicida? Se dice que más de 20, 25 personas por cada uno que se suicida tienen ideación suicida o llegan a hacer algún tipo de intento de suicidio.
te interrumpo ahí porque me estás provocando una pregunta. Las personas que hacen el acto de suicidio, ¿son personas que lo han estado pensando? ¿O son personas que tan de repente lo deciden sin pensarlo?
Están las dos conductas. Está la conducta suicidal por impulsión. Quien llega al suicidio por impulso. Tiene una discusión brusca, aguda, y de ahí no le da la oportunidad a nadie de hablar y va directo y escoge cualquier método que tenga delante, cualquiera de las formas de suicidio, la que más rápido esté delante de su vista. Pero la gran mayoría está relacionado con un pensamiento anterior. Dan la oportunidad de hablar o hablan siempre del suicidio. Dan señales, como usted decía que hizo su tío. Va al cura, le habla con un amigo, comienza a despedirse. Algunos escriben notas, cartas, despidiéndose. Otros ponen en orden sus propiedades y dejan sus testamentos. La mayoría de las personas que se suicidan dan señales que están planificando y dan la oportunidad de hablarle y de tratarlo. Muchas veces la familia y las personas cercanas no lo identifican, y ahí es donde está el grave error.
Tengo unos mensajes, pero uno de los más relevantes es: si alguien está pasando por tiempos difíciles emocionalmente, ¿dónde deben ir? ¿Al hospital?
Al hospital. Hay el hospital que tenemos ahí, yo, doctor Alemán. Ahorita conseguimos otra enfermera, Nurse Verónica Ortega, trabajar con salud mental ahora. Y vamos a tener 2 más que están estudiando para ser profesionales en esto. Pero también en las escuelas hay school counselors. Se trata de niños que están yendo en high school. Hay los school counselors, los pastors, los religious leaders. Ellos me imagino que están preparados también profesionalmente para dar ese auxilio, ¿no? Los maestros ganan un curso también de psicología cuando están estudiando para ser maestro, ¿no? So, ellos pueden, no decimos que son profesionales en ello, pero también sí ellos pueden hacer el first step, pueden ayudar y como yo dije, escuchar a la persona y referir después. Por eso es importante saber dónde va a referir. Y hay una clínica de salud mental en el hospital que es libre, no cobramos, y hay medicamento libre también.
Absolutamente gratis, así que no tengas pena. Y otra cosa, si vas a entrar, entra con la cabeza por derriba, con la cara por derriba. Y no piensas en el estigma que te van a ver y que esto y que el otro, que te vean y qué. Tú ve a platicar con el doctor o con la enfermera y trata por ti, trata de curarte, trata de sanarte, trata más que puedas compartir lo más íntimo de ti y tomar un viaje, como me decía David, tomar un viaje muy dentro de ti y tratar de sacar esas cosas que te están haciendo daño, porque si nunca hablas de ello, siempre lo vas a traer cargado. Uno es tan amargo como los secretos que uno mantiene. Con eso les doy las gracias a los dos de ustedes, al doctor.
Yo quería decir algo importante. Misty les decía o hablaba del número de personas que se ven afectadas alrededor de cada persona que comete el suicidio. Pero si pensamos un poco más allá, un poco más con los sentimientos, y nos damos cuenta que esto no es un simple número, que cada uno de estos números puede ser un esposo, una esposa,
un hermano,
un hijo, un hermano, un padre, una madre, un compañero de trabajo o un amigo, bien vale la pena que todos seamos capaces de escuchar, de tender la mano, de ser esa primer eslabón, esa primera ayuda psicológica, de agarrar de la mano a nuestro familiar o a nuestro amigo, a nuestro compañero de trabajo e ir allí con nosotros, acercarse a los servicios de salud mental para buscar ayuda. Todos podemos, todos juntos, y ese es el lema de este año, todos unidos podemos hacer mejor.
Mr. Martínez, quiero invitar a todo el público, toda la gente en general, para que mañana parte de la actividad de World Suicide Awareness Day es a las 8 de la noche, es encender una vela, una veladora por la ventana, para recordar a los que ya se fueron por suicidio o familiares que están afectados, y también para los que están pensando en suicidio.
Prender una veladora
a las 8 de la noche,
mañana,
el Día Mundial de World Suicide Prevention.
Mañana estamos conmemorando el Día de la Prevención de Suicidio. Así que únete al esfuerzo. Demuestra que también tú tienes la sensibilidad de ser parte, pero yo te invito a ser parte encendiendo una veladora y demostrando que tú también te preocupas de todos. Así que muchas gracias de nuevo, doctor.
Gracias a usted por
Mr. Martínez, thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias a la audiencia por estar.
Claro que sí. Vamos a otra pausa, son las 8:12, un segmento extendido ahí. Y cuando estemos de vuelta vamos a platicar sobre otros temas y con otro invitado. Así que muchas gracias de nuevo. Vamos a la pausa.
Gracias.
Have you ever noticed the development that's taking place in your town or in your city? Maybe it's because you've been too busy enjoying the results. More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
It's back to school time once again, and the only store to visit for all your back to school needs is A&R Store on Baker Street here in Orange Walk Town. Visit them for the absolute largest assortment of school bags in the country with brands like JanSport, Skechers, Everest, Capsule, and character bags like Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Jojo, Siwa, Unicorn, and so much more. Remember, A&R Store is your one-stop source for all your school supplies like exercise books, folders, sheets, dry eraser boards, foam boards, crayon and coloring books, plus so much more. Plus, they have a wide assortment of housewares including bed sheets, cookware, and garbage containers in all sizes and at the best prices in town. Visit A&R on Baker Street today, now with extended hours to better serve you from 8 a.m. through to 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday. A&R stores where prices do make all the difference.
Need an escape from your daily schedule? Why not become a tourist in your own country? Discover Western Belize. Transport back in time and be awed by the reminiscences of the Mayan civilization. Be adventurous or spend a day with family and friends enjoying the serenity of the Macau River. Sample a kaya staple or pick up some fresh produce to make your own delicacy. Come visit us in Western Belize. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
World
world-class spaces for Belizean athletes to thrive and fans to enjoy. Our new basketball and multipurpose arenas have proven their worth, attracting regional and international sporting events and hosting expos, conferences, and proud graduates. Your government moving Belize forward.
On Wednesday, May 8th, Belizeans soundly decided to take the unfounded Guatemalan claim to the International Court of Justice, the ICJ. According to the special agreement, this is what happens next. 1. By June 8, 2019, the government of Belize will submit the 2008 special agreement to the ICJ. Guatemala has already done so since their referendum was held in 2018. This will give the ICJ official authority to hear the dispute and to deliver a final binding result. The ICJ will then prepare a notice of when the trial will commence. 2. Next, Guatemala will have up to 1 year, that's 12 months, to submit their case to the ICJ. 3. Belize will then have up to 1 year, that's 12 months, to respond to Guatemala's submission. 4. From there, Guatemala will be given up to 6 months to reply to our arguments, and 5. Belize will then have up to 6 months thereafter to reply to Guatemala's response. 6. After the period of written arguments ends, the ICJ may allow additional pleadings, including oral arguments, and would set deadlines for those. 7. Once the timeline for arguments has ended, the ICJ will deliberate and make a ruling in accordance with the instructions and authorities granted to them by Belize and Guatemala, as per the 2008 special agreement. 8. After the ICJ's ruling is delivered, Belize and Guatemala will have 3 months to establish a joint commission to physically demarcate the boundaries between the two countries in accordance with the ICJ's ruling. The entire process will take no less than 4 years and can be as many as 6 years. This ICJ process will bring a final end to this long-standing Belize-Guatemala dispute. Belize and Guatemala will be able to put old divisions and antagonisms behind us and ensure that peace, development, and cooperation prevail.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. Please join me in welcoming our good friend, Mr. Robert Checky Usher, to the show. Good morning, Checky, and welcome to the show.
Mr. Martinez. Well, good. Thank God. We're here today. It's Monday, and folks, it's the 9th of September. It's the 9th of September, tomorrow the 10th, and persons all over the country are getting ready for this big celebration because we have a municipality that celebrates the 10th strongly. And today, right here in Orange Walk, they'll be having the traditional, today is the 9th, they'll be having the traditional siren parade tonight. Mm-hmm. That's a motorcade, and a parade. And this is 7 o'clock tonight. We invite persons to come out, join in your vehicles, decorate up your vehicles, bring out your bicycles, bring out your motorbikes, and hold down the noise a little bit. Leave all the noise to the siren, because some of the motorbike where they go around this place right now is so disgusting when they pass, and they just rev up the engine. I don't know why they rev up there so much for, but it's a time of celebration right now. So that happens.
Everything is Everything is permitted these days.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And also tomorrow, which is the 10th of September, Mr. Martinez, it's the anniversary of the Battle of St. George's Ski Day. Tomorrow, there will be official ceremony at the park right here in Orange Walk, on the Central Park.
What time?
That is scheduled for 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. And I believe after that, they're supposed to have a libashment, no? I know the guys from Caribbean Rum usually puts a ban out there, and I think that will happen from tonight, and I'm not sure if it will happen tomorrow also, but they usually do, so the tent will be celebrated.
Okay, in some form or manner, the tent will be celebrated.
Yeah, and also, you know, right after the tent, Mr. Martinez, this Friday, which is the 13th, it will be the grandchildren's school rally.
This is Friday, right, Jen?
Yeah, the 13th. Friday will be the school rally. That's when all the schools come out and participate, with exception of preschools, no? But right from Infant 1, they go all the way up to junior college, and that will be held this Friday. I'm not sure of the route of the parade, but it usually goes from the park down Queen Victoria Avenue, and it goes down by Baker Street where A&R is, and go all the way down to Hospital Crescents, that's by the court, and it ends up back at the park. You know, so that will be held this Friday. Come out and support the schools, you know. The persons that are asking for generators, one of my friends called me from the city and said that they have 3 generators for rent, because, you know, schools like to put their systems. If you need a generator, let me know by today, because I'm going to Belize City tonight. We'll be playing at the Biltmore Plaza tonight, and I can bring the generator. So tonight, Belize City comes alive always. Also, Emmanuel at the Biltmore, we have Youth Connection Band. We have Kenny Gladden, the New Creation Band. We have Harrison Daggy King. We have Michael Wagner. And we also have Ben McCoy performing
all
tonight.
In one place?
All in one place. One big bashment tonight. DJ Special will be running the tune as well. And tomorrow is the coronation of Miss Queen of the Bay, who is the new Queen of the Bay, is from San Ignacio. And she will be crowned tomorrow, Queen of the Bay. The official ceremony is 9 o'clock. And this will be at the Memorial Park, right? The one beside Chateau Caribbean, that's Memorial Park. Memorial Park.
Besides what was the Chateau Caribbean.
Tomorrow morning that will be held, and then they will have the big parade in the city. Of course, Youth Connection Band will be in the parade as well. And after the parade, we go to Friends for Friends. That's Friends for Friends out back. That's in Ladyville, where they'll be having a big after 10 parade bash with Youth Connection Band. Oscar B from Byron Lee and the Dragoneers, and DJ Special and other DJs. So it's going to be busy. But tonight here in Orange Walk, we have the Siren Motorcade, and tomorrow we have the official 10th of September ceremonies. And you were indicating to me that Main Street has been added back to the 21st parade?
Yes.
Official?
Official.
Okay.
I'd like to congratulate and to thank and congratulate the Orange Walk Town Council in making that change, because I do know that change is good. I do know that security measures are it's fine when we think about emergency exits and emergency planning. All of that is all very good, believe me. And we're in no position to undermine all the security protocols, etc., etc. None whatsoever. But I do believe, however, that even more important sometimes is the history attached to the parade. That traditionally, it's like moving the Macy's parade and not going down Broadway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Not going down the famous streets in New York or whatever. And also I believe that it's good that you include other areas like Liberty Avenue, etc., but don't undermine the downtown area. Remember that the downtown area is always pretties up itself for the occasion.
And you know what's important about the downtown area? There is where most of the Belizean businesses are, you know.
That's exactly right. So all those patrons and you know what I'm talking about, of the parade and so forth. Those people who spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, the least you can do is to say, tell you what, this is in your honor. Thank you very much. That's the least we can do.
Yeah, so
I'm glad that you've changed it. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you made that change, and I'm sure that you'll be doing some having some security measures as well. I would suggest that you take out a plan way in advance of the 21st. Way in advance of the 21st, indicating which are the streets that are going to be open to traffic and which are the ones that are going to be closed to traffic. In other words, people try to get their vehicles parked around the main street and Park Street and Church Street and Riverside Street, only to notice that, lo and behold, the ones they get in, they can't come out until 4 or 5 hours afterwards.
But you need to make your plan. If you want to park on certain areas, you know that you need to come out from there, reach back to from by 3, 4 o'clock. Then you know it's supposed to
But what happens is that certain people, and something that is rather interesting is that I think that they were being asked to, if you park in the main street area, which is generally the busiest and the most congested area of town when it comes to parades, because everybody wants somehow they have to get as close as possible in their vehicles, and
but you know, last year
there's no way that you can get close to Main Street at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's no way.
Yeah.
None. Zero. Don't even try.
Yeah.
All right? Because from morning, the area
blocked off,
or maybe it's all taken up. By 1:30, 2 o'clock, all the Riverside is full. Riverside is just full.
Jam.
Ram jam full, like they would say.
And even the people who are parked, they can't move.
And then the vehicles are in such a jam that you could say, all right, I'm going to go no. We can go down a vehicle. But lo and behold, you can't come out because the vehicles are right behind you as well. You think that you park good, but the vehicle behind you is parked right across sideway across the road. And believe me, they're looking for the owner of that vehicle, and for nothing you find them.
You come in like what? Like when you got high tide, you park there, and when you go there, everything may but when you reach the tide, you up so high that your vehicle is in the water. Because when you go park there, I know things might look, I could park here because you got space to come out, but when you go back to that space, it's not there.
Well, tell you what. So we're asking people who are in the Main Street area to clear the streets after a while. I know we like sit down, I like take with the beer, I take with the drink and shush a little bit with the family and with friends and I don't know, come over and hear my open house this side, I don't know, and things happen till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But as long as you're not blocking on somebody else's way, then everything is fine. But if we are irresponsibly blocking somebody else's way, then I suggest that we just shut them out, clear the way, and go back to what we do. Without doing a lot of hassle.
Yeah, I remember one time the September Celebrations Committee was implementing a law just for that day that nobody can park on Main Street. Nobody can park, and they say if you park, they may tow you and carry a people's stadium, carry a vehicle at people's stadium, you have to pay to take it out.
Well, that was what was happening in Belize City over the weekend for
the
carnival. People who are parked on St. Thomas Street from early, the actual police actually towed them out.
You have to learn discipline, man. You have to learn.
And said, hey, you can't park St. Thomas Street. I told you can't park there.
Yeah.
That, I said, hoping that the council take out its guidelines for the September celebrations, bearing in mind the security issues. All right? I think it has gone pretty well up to now. Vehicles are no longer permitted to park alongside Main Street. All right?
Yep. So it's supposed to be the whole parade.
If you please, no parking of vehicles on Main Street. This is me requesting it. And I'm hoping that the town council echoes that request, because it's made so much easier. But certain people from 9 o'clock, they go in and park their vehicle and shut it. And right in between there, they left it there, they left it there, they left it there. What's the vehicle behind? Nobody. That park from morning right there. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, 3 o'clock, you see them come up. Open the thing, open the what you call it, and beer start to flow.
Ice box.
And ice box come out. And tent come out. And you can't stop that. That's the freedom that we have here. But if they are blocking the road, you can always ask them to go back a little bit or something. But please, no parking on Main Street itself, because Main Street is already narrow. With those big trucks, with them pile of people rolling up on the parade, believe me, you don't want any problems, any accidents. And I think that it's a miracle that we haven't had any accidents.
Yeah.
Especially given that those big trucks, they're not, they're not, and the pile up junket people around. I mean, to be honest with you, I shudder to think that if there were to be an accident, how many people would.
Yeah, and also, Mr. Martinez, some of these groups, some of these carnival groups, sometimes we have the Mexican that come, they need one wide area for them to do their performance. And when they reach in the area and then a lot of vehicle park, then they have to come inside and they start to back up. They start to back up, so the end of the parade start to get slower. Because they don't have that wide area so that they can do their performance the way they are laid out. So all that you have to put into consideration as well.
All of that. And if I'm not mistaken, vamos a ver Orange Walk Town Council.
Yeah, but we know that it is still confirmed that the parade will be held on Independence Day, which is September 21st. Holiday or no holiday, that will be held on September 21st. That is on the program.
Oh, I'd like to talk a little bit about that as well.
Okay.
Parade route.
That's a new route, no?
This is a new route, yeah. Okay, it takes a curve on, what is it, on Baker Street? On Baker's, if I'm not mistaken.
That will be the one coming from downtown.
Casa Economica along by Casa Economica, the turn
That's
right.
From Main to Baker's.
From Main into Baker's, and then into Queen Victoria, back again, into Belize Corozal Road by fire station, and then curving into Belize Corozal.
So what's Lehman?
What's Lehman? Most people don't know what's Lehman. And then going all the way to Liberty, the street, the Sarstoon Street, then Guadalupe, and then Don, then Cinderella, and back up to. It's going to be a lengthy parade, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be finished by maybe 5:30 minutes to 6. So prepare yourselves. Thank you very much, Town Council, for changing the route.
Yeah.
And what I am still waiting for, in earnest, what I'm still waiting for is hopefully, and I'm crossing my fingers, that some sort of pronouncement from the government in regards to the 21st of September. I'm not going to become annoyed all over again. I'm just going to ask that good sense prevail. Yes, straight up, that good sense prevail, and you give us back our 21st of September as a national public and bank holiday. For God's sake, this is our Independence Day, not the 23rd. If public officers want another holiday, well, I'll tell you what, tough, but not for the sake of them should we be robbed of celebrating our own 21st of September.
Which is our Independence Day.
Work in the morning and in the afternoon, and I mean, never in history have we had that. So I'm just hoping, peacefully asking for some sort of thing to happen from government to address the situation where the Saturday is a holiday, and the Monday, well, you could do whatever you want with it. Take it away or give it, anything you want. So I am not in agreement in giving it the 23rd. You could take it back if you wanted.
So it shows that if it stays that way, that priority is given to one sector for having that holiday on Monday, and not to the entire country, which is the Independence Day.
Of course, you're putting one group above the interests of the entire country, which is not right.
Yeah, and government lose nothing if they give Saturday as a public and bank holiday, because government workers are not working on that day. Mm-hmm. So they don't lose anything by having all the offices open. Because
but apparently the amount of influence that's coming out of the public service to make the 23rd be a holiday is formidable. Because so much so that they're going to change it 21st? Huh?
But they can give the holiday on Monday, Mr. Martinez, but then have Saturday as a holiday. Saturday should be a holiday, which is the 21st.
Saturday should be a holiday. Should be a holiday. And I'm hoping that some sort of announcement or pronouncement, whatever you want to do it, is done during the course of the week or next week to change the status quo and to celebrate the 21st of September as our national holiday, public and bank holiday. You could do what you want with the 23rd, like I said.
Yeah, and then you see, like I say, government loses nothing on that day because government office do not operate on Saturdays. So there's nothing, no revenue will be lost. Because when I have holiday, government losing a lot of revenue, and no revenue could be lost if the holiday is on Saturday, because usually the government departments don't operate on Saturdays.
Like I said, I chose my words, and I said, hoping for some sort of good judgment coming out.
All right, so it's 22 away from 8, Mr. Martinez.
From 8?
From 9. We know that the Ministry of Education has, on the advice of on the report that came out from the environmental department and from the schools, they have decided to close the schools at Lima Colada. No? We don't really know classes. We don't know what is today's position. If the kids, if they have any other rooms or any other place here in Orange Walk so that the kids can attend, but let's take a break and we'll try to do some little information, and when we come back we will touch on that.
Let's take that break.
It's taking place in your town or in your city? Maybe it's because you've been too busy enjoying the results. More for Belizeans, more for Belize, the government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
It's back to school time once again, and the only store to visit for all your back to school needs is A&R Store on Baker Street here in Orange Walk Town. Visit them for the absolute largest assortment of school school bags in the country with brands like JanSport, Skechers, Everest, Capsule, and character bags like Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Jojo, Siwa, Unicorn, and so much more. Remember, A&R Store is your one-stop source for all your school supplies like exercise books, folders, sheets, dry eraser boards, foam boards, crayon and coloring books, plus so much more. Plus, they have a wide assortment of housewares including bed sheets, cookware, and garbage containers in all sizes and at the best prices in town. Visit A&R on Baker Street today, now with extended hours to better serve you from 8 a.m. through to 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday. A&R Stores, where prices do make all the difference.
Need an escape from your daily schedule? Why not become a tourist in your own country? Discover Western Belize. Transport back in time and be awed by the reminiscences of the Mayan civilization. Be adventurous or spend a day with family and friends enjoying the serenity of the Macau River. Sample a Kaya staple or pick up some fresh produce to make your own delicacy. Come visit us in Western Belize. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
World-class spaces for Belizean athletes to thrive and fans to enjoy. Our new basketball and multi-purpose arenas have proven their worth, attracting regional and international sporting events and hosting expos, conferences, and proud graduates. Your government moving Belize forward.
On Wednesday, May 8th, Belizeans soundly decided to take the unfounded Guatemalan claim to the International Court of Justice, the ICJ. According to the special agreement, this is what happens next. 1. By June 8th, 2019, the government of Belize will submit the 2008 special agreement to the ICJ. Guatemala has already done so since their referendum was held in 2018. This will give the ICJ official authority to hear the dispute and to deliver a final binding result. The ICJ will then prepare a notice of when the trial will commence. 2. Next, Guatemala will have up to 1 year, that's 12 months, to submit their case to the ICJ. 3. Belize will then have up to 1 year, that's 12 months, to respond to Guatemala's submission. 4. From there, Guatemala will be given up to 6 months to reply to our arguments, and 5. Belize will then have up to 6 months thereafter to reply to Guatemala's response. 6. After the period of written arguments ends, the ICJ may allow additional pleadings, including oral arguments, and would set deadlines for those. 7. Once the timeline for arguments has ended, the ICJ will deliberate and make a ruling in accordance with the instructions and authorities granted to them by Belize and Guatemala, as per the 2008 special agreement. 8. After the ICJ's ruling is delivered, Belize and Guatemala will have 3 months to establish a joint commission to physically demarcate the boundaries between the two countries in accordance with the ICJ's ruling. The entire process will take no less than 4 years and can be as many as 6 years. This ICJ process will bring a final end to this long-standing Belize-Guatemala dispute. Belize and Guatemala will be able to put old divisions and antagonisms behind us and ensure that peace, development, and cooperation prevail.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show for today, the 9th of September. And again, if you're celebrating birthdays, happy birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, Orange Walk, the residents of Orange Walk have been going through very difficult moments for the past months or so. Are we talking about the contamination of the river? So much so that the stench has become unbearable, but if it were only the stench associated with it, well, it wouldn't be bad. But come to think of it, that now that it has been disclosed, the nature of the stench, what it is that is causing that foul smell in the river, what's the chemical, and it has been released as hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide. Now I invite people to not just simply repeat what I'm telling you, but to go into their Googles and to Google hydrogen sulfide and to read as much as you can about hydrogen sulfide, and importantly enough, to try to find out how in the world we have hydrogen sulfide coming out of the river. It'll take a little while for you to understand it. It's an anaerobic process. Anaerobic meaning without the presence of oxygen, where things begin to putrefy, begin to rot. And what we have here is a situation where the mud in the river since the river lacks oxygen, now the river is rotting. It's rotting. And this putrid smell is coming out. And they have to find ways of how to put back oxygen into the river. And in this regard, I'd like to read from a release from the Department of the Environment. And it says, on Friday, the 6th of September, the Department of Environment established a task force to deal with the current condition of the New River. During this task force first meeting, they discussed several options that could be taken to urgently remediate the condition of the river. One recommendation which the task force looked at favorably was the use of aerators, propellers or impellers that spin the water and aerate the water to introduce oxygen back into the river. One of the points discussed was the probability that any intervention conducted may both have beneficial and adverse effects, meaning oxygen will be reintroduced into the ecosystem. However, this may also increase the release of hydrogen sulfide into the air, which is actually what produces the rotten smell. So, if in case they do this, it's going to introduce oxygen into the water, but at the same time, it's going to cause us to smell the hydrogen sulfide in a more pronounced manner. But something has to be done. It will only be a while before things become normal again. In this regard, the DOE informs the residents of Orange Walk Town and surrounding areas that with the assistance of Hansi Farms, we are obtaining some aerators to reoxygenate the water. So they're actually going through with the program. The residents are advised that there is the risk that this action may immediately release some level of hydrogen sulfide into the air. The HS is formed because of decomposition, which is a stage in the eutrophication process. Eutrophication means it's rotting. As such, the Department of the Environment will be conducting some trials along the New River to reintroduce oxygen into the system. These trials will be conducted upstream of the river, upstream, so to avoid disruption of the immediate area and allow us to test the effectiveness of the aerators being installed. During these trials, we will evaluate how much oxygen can be introduced into the system and to determine the risk of disrupting the sediments at the river bottom. It has been noted, and this is not part of the release, that every time the barge passes, that the sediments at the bottom come to the top, and that is what you call take the smell. Obviously, the rotting is going on under the surface.
Yeah, like when a boat run in the water and water that low, all the mud come up now.
Exactly it. So the mud is rotting.
Oh, okay.
In the river.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, all algae has died. All it's the river is becoming dead. So it's rotting inside without the presence of oxygen.
Right. Yeah.
This is serious stuff, you know. And to think that hydrogen sulfide is a highly toxic and flammable chemical. And we'll talk more about that very shortly. The DOE will keep residents informed about the progress of these trials and in any other pilots we may be conducting, and will advise prior to proceeding with any remediation measures. The concern of releasing HS into air and its possible effects on the health of the residents, especially students, is a major concern for the department. That's the end of the press release there.
So, Mr. Martinez, so this stench where they come up, people could start getting sick. Is there a possibility?
Well, I don't. The stench has been going on for years. But let me go on and tell you that the Department of the Environment also put up some equipment at different places, at the school, at Maracas, and I think at some other places. And these are the equipment, okay? And it is, that was done on Friday, September 6th. They installed 3 hydrogen sulfide sensors and an alarm at Maracas. Like I said, they have installed some at the school as well. These are the current readings in parts per million. He is giving us landing. The owner of Maracas is telling us what the current reading was then. 0 ppm parts per ppm at 6 feet away from the riverbank. Okay? And 3 ppm at the water surface. Here comes the interesting part. Anything above the range of 8 to 10 ppm will trigger the alarm and require immediate evacuation. So when that alarm sounds, it's because, A, you need to get out of the area. However, the reading yesterday at the surface of the water at Maracas was between 19 and 40 ppm for hydrogen sulfide, way above the evacuation levels.
What?
Do you understand the severity of this? And then we'll talk about a little bit about hydrogen sulfide. A boat passed earlier on Friday and stirred up the water, which released even more hydrogen sulfide and triggered the alarm briefly then. The BNE said that the gas dissipates rather quickly as it rises above the water surface. Now that's the only saving grace. It dissipates quickly. In other words, it's not as if it permeates, it just stays there. As soon as it comes out of the river, it dissipates quickly. It goes up into the atmosphere. and we don't smell it. But whenever it rains, because it's raining, it stirs the waters in the river, and that is when we have the stench coming out.
Yeah, because it's from still water. You have still water, so when the rain comes down, everything just starts to circulate.
Exactly. So the health of all of these people obviously must be heeded too, and by extension the health of the students. But not only the students. What happened to all the people living on the banks of the New River?
And a lot of people live there.
What about Cheng? What about the casinos? What about all the campuses on Slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
The Jones?
You have the Laivas right there too.
The Laivas. Maidi. Julie. Adelita. The Bizers. The Copos. Because this is my area.
Yeah.
We're talking here.
You have the Sutherlands down there too. The Sutherlands by Miss Copole. We have Palama that lives in that area as well.
All right, that's a little bit farther up.
Yeah.
Or I name. The Canes that live at the house there. What about the Mendes? What about the people who live behind the Mendeses at the campus? What about Lamanai? What about all those people who live there?
Yeah.
Are they at risk as well? Are we forgetting them? Really, I mean, I always like to tell you the story of what the bus, the truck with the gas, got up on one side and threatened to drop down in the big drain by Pararia. And every place was evacuated except my mother's house. And my mother's house was the one that was most vulnerable, because if anything exploded, it was right beside me.
One of them in the highest risk.
But nobody even approached us. You understand what I'm telling you? Sometimes the security measures don't address the whole picture. What happened to the people who live in the area? You know what some people are saying? They don't want to even. They've gotten used to this, right? Year after year after year after year after year after year. And now they don't care less about the whole situation.
And it's gotten worse now.
So, because as a sign of their frustration with the Department of the Environment, that only when they're pressed into doing things, then they come with their e-book and try to get things resolved. But what about all those years when these people have been breathing down that stuff? And not today. The years we have been breathing down that stuff. I remember the school. There was a school right alongside Riverside Street, and it was a Tassie step building, and it was right beside the river almost. And we used to smell it day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. Mind you, maybe it smells more this time.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest with you. To me, it's all relative. To me, it's all relative. Because after 50 odd years of breathing down the stuff, we don't get pretty much used to it. Believe me. And, but, I concede that some people are saying, but no, Emmanuel, it's not as bad as this year. This year is worse. Yes, it's true. This year is worse. So, hydrogen sulfide, ladies and gentlemen, quickly, you asked your question a little while ago, Jackie, if you know what hydrogen sulfide is.
Yeah, we are there at 9 o'clock right now too.
Just quickly, I want to tell you. that hydrogen sulfide is a gas commonly found during the drilling and production of crude oil and natural gas, plus in wastewater treatment and utility facilities and sewers. Colorless, flammable, poisonous, and corrosive. Okay? It is noticeable by its rotten egg smell. That is what hydrogen sulfide is, and that is what is coming out of the river. It is a colorless, flammable, poisonous, and corrosive gas. I repeat, it's a colorless, flammable, poisonous, and corrosive gas, and is noticed by its rotten egg smell. I invite you to look into, Google it, hydrogen sulfide, and read more about it. And I'd like to invite you to get people who are knowledgeable with chemical reactions, chemical engineers. I'm going to call him out, Justino Palomo, Justice, from San Esteban. He's a chemical engineer, one of our own men, one of our own bright, brilliant, intelligent people. Chemical engineer. I'd love to see you get involved in this thing. I know you work, you're not doing that at the moment, but hey, I'd like to see you get involved in this thing because I think you're smart and you're good with this thing. You're a chemical engineer. So I'd call you out by sorry about that, but hey, I'd love to see you get involved here and try to give us some answers. How in the world are we getting hydrogen sulfide? What is causing hydrogen sulfide to come out of the river? Ladies and gentlemen, it's already 2 minutes past 9.
Yeah, and for now, Immaculata School remains closed. I understand they are looking at it, and they will decide between now and Wednesday what happens, if anything resolved. But for now, school is out for Immaculata.
School is out for Immaculata, that's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's a holiday, September 10th. I'd like to take time out to wish you a happy 10th. All the best to you and to your family. I do know that we're going to have some sort of activity tonight and tomorrow. Yeah. Please participate in the activity. Please begin to understand the importance of the 10th of September for us Belizeans, regardless of who we are, what ethnic group we belong to. But as Belizeans, it's a very important day, September 10th. So I'm inviting you to become more involved in these activities so that we can come to a greater appreciation of what September 10th means for all of us collectively as Belizeans. Okay? So I'd like to wish you all the best. And thank you very much to the production team, Rahim. And thank you very much to the guests that we had, to Mr. Cheki. Good.
Yep.
Thank you very much. The show repeats tonight at 9 o'clock. And God willing, we will be here again with you on Wednesday morning. Take care of yourself.
Right, and these texts that were sent in, we will read them on our next show. We'd like to thank you all. Happy 10th to one and all. Enjoy yourself today. Play it safe. And remember, take care of the kids. You know, small kids around, easy for them to escape. For you. I talked to a lady yesterday, he said he put one leech by him baby because it's very hype. Put one leech by now. People say, well, your baby a dog. He said, no dog, that for me. Make sure you don't get away from me.
That's right.
Right? I tell you that's a good spirit. So, right. Folks, if the good Lord so will, we will be back right here on Wednesday morning. Have yourself a wonderful day. Nice motorcade tonight. 10th tomorrow. And enjoy yourself and have a great one.
Hasta luego.
Sugar City Morning Show.